the name right for the guy that was talking about the,
David Hill.
no,
David Hill wasn't here last week.
okay, then it was wrong. Was that
Yeah, he
Troy?
Was he here? I didn't think
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't David.
And over there talking about the gravel stuff, that's,
Tommy?
no.
The Jeff Story you talking about?
That's it.
Yeah, you had Jeff in here, but I know David wasn't here last week.
Who was that?
That's his son-in-law here, that little, what's his name?
Yeah, I'm gonna put David's name, so
Nephew-
Jeff
nephew was
Story.
here.
Yeah, nephew, yeah.
Jerry Barnes.
Jerry.
Jerry.
Y'all write that in or correct it, I'm sorry, I had the wrong name.
We'll grab everybody's sheet and write it right now. Put your initials right.
Transmission out?
Nope. Still got that one bolt in there.
I got to stick it dynamite, I think.
I'll use it.
You seen here nothing today?
Didn't see him today. Didn't see
My
him.
last search ID, if you want.
On the cruise. He back up in the cruise.
He might be on cruise.
Captain Hill was a super treasure.
3-hour cruise, 2-hour cruise.
His new wife must have took him on cruise.
We can even get the meeting started for about this 5 o'clock.
Hold on just a second, let me get this.
It is.
23rd of October.
That's why it's the Christmas here.
All right, we'll get the meeting started on this the 23rd day of October 2023. At this time, what we take prayer request.
Gerald Thomas family.
Yeah, Gerald Thomas family. The Willis, what's it, Wayne Willis family. Wayne Willis passed away. And Art Rover family. Art Rover daddy died. So remember those. Remember the situation in Israel, what's going on there. It's a pretty volatile situation. Remember all those folks overseas and our involvement in the United States in that. What'd you say, Jerry?
I remember my sister, Shirley Wilson, and another cousin, Trudy. I can't remember her last name, but she's got cancer.
Anybody else have any prayer requests? Our men and women serve this country, in the past, present, future, all our emergency responders, EMTs, firemen, policemen, remember all those. Remember the homeless people, some choose that life, some do not, regardless they're homeless. Remember them. All the churches in the community. Anybody else have anything on that line of prayer request? Remember a lot of sick folks, COVID still going around. I don't feel the best for them. I think I have COVID, but been bush hog stuff, so maybe that's just a problem, I guess. So,
I had COVID first of the month.
oh, did you?
Yeah.
My daughter's had it 4 times.
And I talked to the pastor down Long Island, and they had to cancel church one weekend because of
COVID. Anybody else got any prayer requests? All right, then. Jerry, do you have a prayer for us tonight, please?
Most gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you thanking you for this day. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving us another day to wake up this side of eternity. And God, as we go into the city business, we just ask you, Lord, that you just give us knowledge and understanding that everything be done in a way that be pleasing to thee. And we pray for each prayer request that's been spoken. God, you know the need of each one, and we just leave it in your hands. We ask all these things in Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Amen. Everybody looked over the previous minutes, any deletions or additions to it?
I had to correct her name, sorry.
Okay. Had a name correction there, Jeff Story, so it gets me correct. Do I hear a motion to accept the previous minutes?
Make a motion to accept this reading.
Second.
Second, all in favor saying aye. Aye. Motion carries, accept the previous minutes. John, what you got?
I don't know if I give, 3 or 4 warnings this month.
Anybody got anything for John?
What about the fire situation we had this weekend?
We'll figure something. Find out about that too. All right, Corey, fire department.
we had several brush fires and a couple of emphasis calls. There has been discussion to the individuals, the landowners, private landowners of being safe and obtaining a permit. And they've been warned. As far as we had several calls on TVA, we're not sure what's causing those, but the TVA police are aware of those. And also on that same note, there is talk of a possible burn ban coming in the state of Tennessee. I know Alabama has had one for most of the state. Some of that has been lifted, so just let everybody know to be careful and get a permit. It is permit season. It starts September 15th, so just be careful what you do.
October 15th then.
Is it? Yeah, October.
October to April.
Right.
Thanks. The burn
A little
permits.
bit on that over at the dam, on that fire. They had 3 guys over the other day, went around rakes and went over that whole thing. They said it's about over 3 inches deep with them pine needles, and they think it would just start back every time. But they put a camera, they got a camera up over there watching things.
That's all I've got, thank you. Back to Corey. All right, then Gerald Roads, I know we got 2 places fixed on Griffin, Crystal Lane there at the front, down at the ferry. We still like that place. Corey's gonna come back with it. He's been tied up. He looked at the place, gonna see what he's gotta do to fix one of them short hauler. There's a hole towards there, it's washed out with a tile or something.
Right, yeah.
I don't know if the tiles gave way. He's gonna try to put a man there and look, see if the tile, it seemed like the tile ain't that old, but maybe it was. It's just not that.
No, it's not that old. What it is all that water when we back home, it had no flash fluids. It washed out around the tile. You just need to put some rock in there and then asphalt over that.
Can you see about ordering a sign for the Graham Home Place in Crystal Lane?
I'm gonna ask you about that. Crystal Lane is city street, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that one, Graham Home Place, and then right there on Pine Grove, them signs is gone, or somebody, 10 ton, he makes sure all of them got 10 ton weight limit signs on it, 10 ton and dead end. We had there, this,
Are they gone?
I don't know if they laid down, somebody run over them, what.
Randy Hills Road, is it in the city? Is it?
She got a sign on it. She did have.
I can't remember, but me and Cliff was talking about it the other day, we wasn't sure.
I'll go down and check, because I haven't been down that way in a while.
We'll go 3 for sure. If you can get it some weight, and then we'll get them up. And any 10 ton weight limit signs.
I've got some 10 ton weight limit signs.
Okay. Get on them. Old business, we got any old business we need to discuss?
Nothing other than Betty Hill Road, enlighten us on what you found out.
Well, who all I've talked to, you talked about half a dozen. Of course, it's not a city street, same as the road going up to RO's, and of course out there at Horn Lane. Stuff you can be donated, but they can't use any city equipment to work on them roads, period. Or pay a city employee to do it. Individuals can with their stuff. If it's donated, like millings or something or even asphalt that's dumped out and donated, it can be dumped on this property, but it has to be gotten by individually. It cannot be used to city backhoes, to do it. You have to, they can get it. I'm trying to get a hold of some millings from the state, but the key word's donation.
Yeah.
So that's.
How was it maintained prior to, the people that were here that live on it, from listening to them talk about it, they insinuated, or they really firmly believed that it was the city's.
They did a long time ago.
Yeah, you could tell they felt like.
Well, it wasn't never a city street, but back in the day, they done things different back in the
Yeah,
day.
they kept saying, we maintained it.
I moved there in '94, and we all took up money and paid to have it fixed.
Kind of like
You paid,
we did.
we paid, the city got us a price on it. Philip Kennemore's mayor, they got us a price on it. Jerry Hughes was on the board at that time. and got a price on it. Back then, it wasn't as much as it is now because of the cost of things.
So they did it because of the expense, it was not so bad? Because those folks
Oh, it was
really
worse,
believe.
it was worse than what it is now. I was living
You
there.
could tell they were sincere in believing that it belonged to the city.
And I've still got receipts somewhere, it's either $150, $200 a piece that we paid to come up there, and what they done was tar and chipped it at that time.
I mean, I feel
And we had
bad.
reimbursed the city,
But in order to make it a city street, they have to get it up to
yes.
city
Up to
standards.
standard.
before
Gravel.
we can-
And then we could assume the responsibility
Right.
of it.
But they have to get it to,
Providing everybody signs off that owns property on that road. If one person says no, then it can't happen.
Well, you know, we talked about that every time that I've been here, that we've talked about that road. But has anybody gone and got those people's signature? I mean, there's not that many.
It's not up to us.
No, but I mean,
we can't-
whomever we've been talking to.
David's contacting
on it?
them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to do what they
To
can.
get
for
the
them.
signatures.
Yeah, that's just like the graveyard out here, you know, I got people all the time wanting me to see what we can do about the graveyard, that's the same situation, we can't do anything. I wish we could, everybody here, in here, got family buried out there, but, and it just kind of,
It's in a private cemetery, so
Yeah.
yeah, just your hands are tied on something like that.
I mean, I've not been down there up that road, but it sounds like it's really bad.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, it's bad.
It is. It is. And David's trying to do what he can do, see what they can do. They're trying to see what they can do.
I think there's six landowners.
Yeah, there's quite a few people that lives up there. When you get up there,
No, but I'm thinking, you know, surely you can get 8 or 9 signatures. I mean,
Mr.
we've
Rector,
talked about this
back
for weeks.
when that was done, back when the city was incorporated in 1974, and the list was got up by, matter of fact, Chuck's dead now. He was the mayor then. There's a list, and his name was on it, and I seen it. And that was not a city dedicated city road.
I don't know why.
I don't know what.
None of us don't know.
The only thing we can figure at that time, there's only like 2 houses up there at that time. There was an old house from my place, and then Miss Betty's house, and that was it.
Betty
And then they considered this a public road because there wasn't just 2 homes. But now there's 1, 2,
Oh, yeah.
a dozen, I guess, or half a dozen. I don't know.
There's quite a few.
There's enough that you kind of feel like, well, it really needs to be brought up to standards,
Yeah.
and then we need to assume the responsibility of
That's
it.
the same way with like the road our road lives on.
1 or 2 houses.
You know, used to you had our road lived up there. Now you got houses all up through there.
That road isn't all that bad though, is it?
I don't.
no, really.
It's not as steep.
It doesn't
It
look
don't have
that
the
bad.
traffic flow.
It's not as steep as that Betty Hill. The Betty Hill is steep there. It's pretty steep at the top. But yeah, that's the same. Maybe we can get something worked out with them.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine any of the property owners there saying no to get the road fixed too.
Well,
You got property
surprised.
Yeah, you got property owners at the bottom of the hill and stuff like that that owns it and stuff. They got to sign
Proves
too.
that it's what it does. That's how
That's
it
just
proves
one
it.
lane.
Who's gonna say no to
City street, because they didn't want it.
No, they won't get up property.
Right.
Of course, Grasshopper really could.
But you know how people are when it comes to property.
What it is, Chuck, they think you're gonna take property and you're not. All you do is the existing road that's there and where the ditches are.
Yeah.
And then you've gotta, it's whatever the center is, I think the cities are 40, it's 20/20. And when they do that, it's not that they're taking your property, it's right-of-ways. You got right-of-ways for, got utility right-of-ways and all that up there. It's just if they have to widen the road, clean the ditch, they have that right, in that road.
Right.
You're not taking nobody's property, it's just the existing road at the path it is.
Been there for forever.
However long Miss Betty lived up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been there all my life, as far as I can remember.
Yeah, it's been there over 60 years.
It's been there, well, I've lived all my life here, and it's been there all long as I can remember.
But I told David, when I talked to him, I said, David, we can't just up and do it. It's gotta be, we gotta follow guidelines, and he understood that. And I told him first place to start is get everybody to agree to it, and then you're gonna have to get the standards, and we'll see what we do.
And things change through the years with law. I mean, it just changes.
And
Well, they had to do the same
I wish we
thing
could go
on,
up there and pay it. I wouldn't care a bit,
Yeah.
but legally you
Lane,
can't.
they had to do the same thing there. They had to all sign off on it and you just bring it up to grade.
We'll move on. The park, is the park closed now?
Yeah.
The park's closed and everything? No. Okay. And we'll be till March, April?
April 1st,
Okay.
somewhere in that.
I talked with the guy that was doing those tours.
Yeah.
Karen had called me about, he had a date, he wanted to have one of these deals up there with these kayakers. And I called him. Well, after I called him, he went to wanting to set dates every other week or something. I told him, no, I can't do that. I said, I don't mind coming up there and let you in one time. I said, but I can't.
That's not how he explained it.
Yeah, I know, and I could tell that. And so he got to want more once I told him I would do it on that date that you gave me. And then he said, well, I'd like to do it every month or every 2 weeks. I said, no, I can't do that.
Well, they're really promoting the Tennessee River and all of the tourists that we can pull in.
But it's-
Well, you know, he's making money.
Yeah, he does.
And,
Exactly.
You know, that's
But he put in over at church.
what he's
That's what he's done now. But if you let him go in there once, might
Well,
get away with it. But
somebody's got to go up there and let him in and lock him out. Because if you leave that gate open, you'll have 20 people in there.
Right, and if you let him go
Make
in
somebody mad
there,
trying to get them out.
if you let him go in there once a month, then other people don't complain. Hey,
Exactly.
you let him in, now let me in.
Yeah, we can't. So that's the deal with that, Karen. I didn't know if I told you or not, but that was,
I figured he was trying to push it.
yeah, he give me a chance to take a mile.
Any other old business? All right, we'll move on to new business. Jared mentioned to me, Corey, possibly that the fire department could use a couple of leaf blowers, at least, or gasoline leaf blower,
Backpack type.
backpack type for these fires that we've been having, versus where we can't get hoses or stuff to the rain, so we can blow the leaves back or blow it back in and get the fire out quicker. Am I correct on that?
Yes, and
Have you got-
possibly, there's a backpack that has water in it too. I'll look into those a little bit too, but to compensate for those, I am gonna bill TVA for the calls that we went on this month, so we'll get some money back on that.
Have you got a cost or anything, or ballpark figure on the backpacks?
No, I don't. We'll try to see if we can get somebody to help us out before we make a final. We'll get something to you before we go with that. I'll talk to Lowe's. Tractor Supply doesn't carry, all theirs is electric, but I'll talk to Lowe's and not Tractor Supply, Harbor Freight. But we'll get some numbers.
And get some numbers and cost on that, and what we need to do there to get that. I don't some more new business here, I'm sorry, go ahead.
On the tanker,
Yes.
we need to get somebody mechanically minded to check the rear end on the passenger side of the vehicle. When I filled up yesterday, day before yesterday, John and them stopped me. They could hear a rattling in the,
That front drive, something in that hub will make a noise.
Y'all just research and find something, man. I mean, somebody, whoever comes up with somebody, let us know it needs to be fixed quick.
yeah.
Who works on Southeast Works?
I don't know.
Safe Industries usually, we haven't had any problem like that on the drive line, so I don't.
I don't know if they had a
We don't have anybody local.
That's what I'm saying, I didn't know they had a mobile mechanic that might came out or work on
Anybody that can work on a truck, it doesn't have to be a fire truck.
We all just thanks to put your heads together quick.
Try to get anybody to work on anything.
Yes, sir.
I'll see if I can find the outfit that Cody used
Okay.
and get them up here. I'll get with them.
Yeah, y'all go on that. That's something we can get the determination on quick, being vehicle safety, we can get that quick. Got this from Jerry Dawn Friday, haven't got to trace yet. We've talked about the time when Steve Lamb and Jerry Dawn come there and talk about the 911 tower. They have sent us a real estate donation agreement here. I'm going to try to read through it the best I can. The City of New Hope and the Tennessee Municipal Corporation donor hereby agrees to donate and dedicate to the Marion County 911 Emergency Communication District and its successors and assigns donee with a donee that a certain real estate Situated on State Highway 156, the city of New Hope, Marion County, Tennessee 37380, consisting of 80 by 80 tract of land together with an easement, ingress, and egress, if I can say that correctly. And utilities therefore from the State Highway 156 tract line northeast of New Hope Fire Hall, which the tract is a portion of that conveyed to the donor by the warranty deed and record, page 9, or page 111, registers Office of Marion County, Tennessee, is also a portion of the parcel 005.00 map 154 in the records of Marion County Accessory Properties. Conveying is to be made of the deed, donation for the donor and donee. Yeah, I said I'm reading something there right. In successions assignments subject to extending zoning ordinances and recorded protective covenants and easements. Applicants and the property includes all materials and timber rights. So what they're saying here is everything reverts to the city, all the covenants and everything to the city, and they're going to pay it. I'm going to read right here. All cost of closing, including not limited to any title, insurance premiums, title examination fees, recording fees, deeds of dedication, cost of preparation and agreements and other document prepared cost and cost of the survey for the tract and easement referred to then shall be paid to the donee, which is the county. City is out no money in any way, form, or fashion. That survey, that's everything they are. The parties acknowledged and agreed on the transfer and donation described hereby shall be completed on or before December 31st of 2023 until the date is final settlement. Donee assumes the risk of all loss and damages, which is them, and the property by fire, windstorm, and any other similarities. So what we need to do tonight is accept this on a contingency. Meaning we accept it, but if there's anything that needs to be changed, I'll get Karen to get this to Tracy. He'll look over this. If there's any tweaks need to be done or we need to do something reference to this. So I'm just going to try to get on the agenda and pass tonight. And if anything to be tweaked between now and the next meeting, he will do that, bring it back, and I'll show you what the tweaks are. So this is what they laid out for us and everything to build the tower back on the back. It's 911. This is the prime location for the whole, I guess, from Jasper down, or the county, John?
South end of the county.
Whole south end of the county. This is benefiting multiple agencies from Kimball, probably, South Pittsburgh, New Hope. This is fire and police, the state, anybody that could come off that tower. So this is a big help for everybody here.
That's the second best place to find.
Yeah.
Best place to find is at the water tower.
Yeah. So this is it. So
That's what we were talking about the other night.
I make a motion, we do it.
all right, do I hear a
I'll
second?
second.
All in favor? All in favor? Aye.
Who owns the water tower up there?
I'm gonna let you
Water company.
scan this and send it to Tracy.
Well, it's gonna put, I don't know if it's gonna put it right on the water companies or boat guild. They had to run so much power line and stuff. I don't know.
Bad business. That's why they decided not to.
Is it replacing something or adding
No, it's
to
new.
something?
It's brand new.
Adding to something because it's.
Well, our radio system
So,
is just terrible. It's terrible.
that says it kindly.
Put a new antenna.
Yeah, what it is, officers, officers, fire departments, whatever, they get out in certain areas and you know, they can't hear them, they can't talk, and it could
Like
be
my
a,
cell phone.
it could be a shootout situation, but
And
no
you can't get
radio,
anybody.
and you can't get anybody.
Yeah.
So the safety of everybody is
It
dire.
needs to be
Yes.
tweaked greatly.
oh yeah.
Another thing on new business, we discussed really on old business time, but where are we at on the firemen as far as, I know you used to we paid them a little bit by hour, just compensate for the gas stuff and everything. So how does South Pittsburgh do their firemen?
The city cuts us a check for, I can't remember what it's called, but it is community something or other that they, the
So they
city,
pay them by the hour or by the trip?
by the hour.
Okay.
And there are some that do it by the call.
Kimball does it by the call, Bridgewater.
And I think Bridgeport, maybe Stevenson, they do it by the call also, which I know it's a different state. But
Is it better by the call? What is to keep up with it better?
depends on what you can get by with.
Probably better by the call, because it'd be hard to keep up by the hour.
But you will want them to
Unless
be
you-
compensated.
Unless you got a time clock out here from punch in and out, you know what I'm saying?
The way that I did it was by the call, and it got so much an hour, and I took that information off of what the county had us down for.
So does the senior fire person assume that responsibility?
Your chief and assistant fire chief should be the two that handle
send
that.
those
The only ones that should handle that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We keep a time sheet and a log of who's on scene.
And the time that's spent in getting the fire under
Yeah,
control?
the time that we start and the time we end.
Okay.
So we just want to leave it as a board, however y'all just want to leave it like that then, for everything. All right, then we'll, let's go ahead and put that form for motion or thing to go ahead and accept that, and leave it the way it is. And so I hear a motion to continue and keep it the way it is, paying by the hour. I hear a motion for that.
Make a motion.
On the fire department, I hear a second. Billy second, all in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Any other old business?
New business.
I mean, new business, sorry, new business.
I'm all over the place.
All right, any citizens have anything?
Yes, I have a written complaint,
Okay.
and this stems from the fire that happened week before last. And it's not about the fire department. Fire department did a good job, thank you very much, those that responded. But when I got up there, I realized that my fence had been cut on that backside, and there was stuff laying on the fence, and that's what caught on fire. And if it hadn't been for Jerry pushing that stuff off of the fence, more of my property would have burned. So they had worked up there, and they've done a good job getting rid of what actually burned on my fence.
They being who?
I don't know who did it. It was up where Mary Hollis lives, and it's on Denise and Lamar Blevins' property. Denise inherited that from Al Serenade. Okay? So I don't know who was doing the work. I could hear it, but I don't know who it was. And they did a good job there. But when I got up there to inspect the fence to see what damage there was, and got to looking down where where nothing burned beyond that, where my property borders them on the small side, down close to the road, there's about 80 feet of property line and fence that was fenced before I bought the property in '97. The fence came with the property. Richard Barnes put it up there, 5-line barbed wire. They put all kinds of stuff into the fence. There's snippets of wire, just pieces of page wire that's just rolled up and stuck into the fence from that side. There's a tree that went down from that side that they've cut up and pushed up against the fence, up on that side, but into my fence. There's no way for me to maintain and repair that fence in the condition it's in. There's cross ties that's been pushed up in there. What looks like the remains of what was at one time a pen of some kind with fences and fence posts, wooden posts and stuff that they've pushed up and tore up and just pushed up in, not just against the fence, but into the fence, where it's impossible to maintain the continuity of the fence from corner post to corner post on the small side, and then about 50 feet back up on the long side below where the fire was, down there to the corner post.
Do you have any idea who did that?
It's not always been like that. It's only happened since the Hollises have lived there, okay? Now, I'm not asking for any money. I'm not asking for the city to give me any kind of relief. I just want them to be notified to move the stuff off of my fence, okay? That's all I want.
I think, Rhonda, unless it's anything pertaining to a fire out there, it's going to be a civil issue.
Well, it can do the same thing that happened on the 10th. Because see, what caused the fire to spread onto my property was the stuff in their yard, up against the fence and into the fence.
Yeah, but I'm talking about debris. If there's a fence line there, if it's a fence, John, correct me. If there's a fence line there, the dispute is a fence line of what's either on both sides or on one side.
No. Dispute is, there's no dispute about it. They have pushed stuff into my fence, making it impossible to maintain the fence.
Where's the city liable for that at?
The debris in the yard. That's my complaint. There's debris in the yard. There's swimming pools. There's Rubbermaid containers. They've even thrown gas cans and tires and sheet metal and stuff over onto my property. In fact, in the area where it was burning the other day. Had it not have been for the stuff piled up against the fence on the 10th, my property never would have caught fire. And the new video and photographs that I've got since they cleaned it up, you can see a distinct burn pattern on the ground where instead of the burn coming up the hill from the Reeves' property onto mine, it actually jumped into the Hollis's yard. And I don't know how it did it, but it burned not straight, but burned up the yard in almost a straight line, like something was poured on the ground. And then it hit the stuff that was in the fence and on the fence. And that's what caught my pieces. It burned some of my trees that may eventually die from this, I don't know, and leaves and stuff. Jerry was there. He was actually standing on my property pushing the stuff off of the fence to diminish the damage to my property. And he got sick. The man, I looked up and he was white as a ghost. I thought he was going to go down while he was doing this. I was genuinely concerned. But had he not have done that.
Did you need medical attention or anything?
No.
How did the fire start? Was that ever determined? Did anybody ever step up and say?
John seemed to know where it
Well,
started.
let me ask you this, John, where we at on this? Is this a civil issue or is it a city, I mean, where we at or court?
I'll go up there and look at it first.
And find out what, I mean, I don't know what the city's
Well, I think back on the fence, there's about that far off the fence. So I'll go
No,
up
there's
and
some
look
of
at
it that's off the fence, but some of it is actually, I mean, we're talking about cross ties, fence posts. It's not even part of the fence. They've pushed it up and laid it on the fence.
The fence itself is a civil matter. I'll look at that.
That's what I was
I'll look at the debris.
All I want them to do is get the stuff off of my fence, that's all.
Fire can move in strange ways.
Yeah.
And it can travel wherever dry grass or whatever debris is, but to me, if it's not city owned and none of that's city property, then I don't know how you could have a complaint on the city.
Well, there's an ordinance about debris in the yard.
I don't think she complained on the city. Or
No, I'm not complaining on the city at all.
Debris,
City
complaining on the
debris
house.
against the fence.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the debris that's against the fence, yes, and it's making it impossible for me to maintain that fence.
Will you investigate that and see what needs to be done on that, please?
I would consider it the same thing that was in the yard on Short Hollow Road that had to be made to be moved, all that
We'll
stuff.
let you,
Put John in charge.
yeah, you're in.
Another borders are, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it's the borders are there, that's not the issue, it's what they put up against the fence from inside their borders, that's it.
Yeah, what she's talking about is the tires in the building and stuff like that.
Yeah. They've cleaned up what burned, they got rid of every bit of the stuff that burned.
Oh, yeah. We don't want to push that button.
Anybody ever had any citizen have anything else? Is the meeting next time before Thanksgiving or after? Can anybody tell me?
I have November 27th, that's the next meeting.
When's Thanksgiving?
23rd.
23rd?
Sherry's birthday.
I can't believe time's going by. Everybody have a safe, a good, happy Thanksgiving and everything. And we'll be back to the Monday after Thanksgiving, so anybody don't have any.
Oh, that's the meeting, the 27th, right? Okay.
Anybody got any hay rides going on? Anybody got anything on churches?
We talked it over, but way traffic is with about I freight.
Jerry, y'all do anything?
No, we didn't even mention it.
Okay.
They are having a trunk or treat, all that Sunday night.
At the church?
Yeah.
Okay. I think South Pittsburgh's having to be something.
Yeah.
Trunk or treat on the 31st at,
31st on the front street, that's Halloween.
yes, it is Halloween. I believe it's at 6 o'clock.
Getting down there at Richard Rogers, have a,
I think,
I'm glad they started that trunk or treat because that's the safest thing.
I don't think they do the half like we did when we was
we
kids
did
before.
a lot of bags, they got running.
But it's a lot safer for kids now this way.
Anybody don't have any more business, I hear a motion to adjourn.
I want to.
Wait.
Yeah.
We've had several calls on this lift assist. And we've talked about it, and I don't think we're obligated to do this lift assist. I mean, we're having to go out there and spend 2 and 3 hours while they're getting her out of the chair onto the stretcher, and then get her out the back door and into the ambulance. And I'm not gonna live. This lady weighs around 500 pounds. And I don't think we should have to go do that at the ambulance take her.
Yeah, well, that's why I started to say y'all shouldn't even be going anyway, man.
I don't know if our insurance even covers doing that, does it, or does it? Is that a borderline, is that a gray area, or?
They do a lot of it.
Paged out.
Huh, if you get paid?
We'll get paged out.
Okay. Well, how's the board feel about that? So Cory contacted, I guess, the county for us not having to go, I mean, there's a valid point there, you know, I mean, being called out for lip assist for the ambulance when they can call out another ambulance.
That's a private owned business.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
They're
It's
getting
contracted
paid.
with the county though, isn't it?
They're contract, they're
Contracted with the
contract.
county.
I mean, it's contracted county, that's our
It's
county
still-
bucket, but it
still
is
private
contracted
owned.
out through the county, but why can't they call another ambulance out with two more personnel?
Oh, Lord,
Ambulance.
getting one is bad enough, getting two is a
They
nightmare.
have a couple of times for that, they've had to
We
put
don't need to
ambulances
do that.
over.
We don't need to be doing that.
Well, Billy's brought up some suggestion, we don't need to be doing that, so if we want to put that to a vote here, we can, and let Cory contact that, so we put our form of a motion rather, so we will put that in form of motion not to be called out in any way, form, or fashion for a lift assist for the ambulance service.
Is that a legal thing for the Puckett EMS to call and ask the fire department
It's kind of one of them
assist?
good old boy things, I guess.
Well, when I worked for the ambulance service, both here in this county and the other county I worked in, there was a couple of people within the county that, like you're talking about, I mean, we're talking about big people, very heavy. Two people couldn't, they were weight dependent. They couldn't help themselves. And we would often have to call for assistance after they found out where these people lived. I can remember two distinctly right now, and it's been 20 years, and the county officers in some cases, and sometimes the local, would go out to help us,
Did the business tell you to ask the volunteer fire people to do that?
We just basically asked for assistance in the beginning, and then they realized how big these people were, and they would automatically just respond, because we knew we had someone in excess of 450 pounds.
Well, if
And at
everyone
that time, our
else is
cot
doing
would
it and we
only
don't,
support
we need to
375
find out
pounds.
if
We don't need to, let's go put this form, do we get a motion, need a motion and a second on this that we, I guess the word refuse for a better laugh right this time, to be called out for lift assist. Do
Make a
your
motion.
do your second.
I'll say it.
All in favor saying aye. Aye, motion carries. Cory, you'll contact the county then for that we will not be doing that no longer, city of New Hope from that. All right, we have no other business. I hear motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Do your second.